us racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Hey Dad, did you know that replacing your cooling system reduces repair costs and improves energy efficiency? Plus it operates more efficiently, which means more money in my pocket. I mean, your pocket. Hey Dad, did you know that a new cooling system is less noisy and has a smart thermostat you can control from your phone?
How'd you get so smart?
Must be from Mom.
When it comes to your home's most important decisions, make the smart choice and trust your local Cedar Rapids Pro partner. We're in your neighborhood, so call today.
Deep in to season number 6, Racing Revolution is getting set for some short track action with only 2 races left of the regular season. Richmond Raceway for the Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series is live here on Vspeed. It's Power Curve Factory Team 150 from Richmond. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. And we have camera packs provided by Dougie Beard. Alex Gagnon off this week. Check us out at vspeedsim.com. But this racetrack needs no introduction. It's been on the schedule for over 60 years. Part of NASCAR's inception back in the late 40s. We'll put it up on the screen anyway, though. Not like we really need to talk too much about this place. Just after Iowa last week, we mentioned it a few times. This track was Rusty Wallace's premise for Iowa Raceway. Opened October 12th, 1946. And it's been a staple in Richmond, Virginia ever since. 14 degrees of banking and that turn to exit. That's where everyone's going to be paying attention. It's going to be really difficult to pass If you thought it was hard at Iowa, hold my beer is what I've equated this to. Richmond Raceway, a very difficult place, and we will see tempers flare up at some point here under the lights. But a look at the schedule. Daytona, the last race of the regular season, and then we have the hiatus here. Richmond, we have a week off, and then it's Darlington after Daytona. It's a long schedule here, but those chase races getting set up here. And a look at the points with Jeremy Burns leading it. Jeremy Burns is going to start on the pole here tonight, getting ready to set up back-to-back wins possibly here at Richmond Raceway. Taking down trackside and get that KLD pole award up on the screen. Starting on the top spot will be the number 9 with a 21.414. Rob Rader will start to his outside in the 53. Row number 2 with Trevor Keith. Michael Call will start in 4th. 5th spot goes to Carter Lids. Go back to Dakota Floyd back this week now. 6th spot for the 57. Michael Reed will start in 7th position. You have Nick Alves in 10th. Actually, apologize, 8th spot. Matt Robinson, Dylan Picklesheimer will start in row number 5. We go through the rest of the rows. Getting set to go green here. Pace car will get out of the way this time by. And for 200 laps, we're going to go green here at Richmond, Virginia. Second to last race. Just about chase time. Green flag is out here at this 3/4 of a mile. And already 3 wide for the lead into turn 1, the 15 of Trevor Keith to the inside. Rob Rader ends up benefiting from that. Will lead lap number 1. Action all over this racetrack right out of the gate. And we have a car sideways in the background. It's Brandon Richardson into the infield grass. Quick turn of events here. It looks like the 30 of Fred Pennington. The initial cause here off of turn 4. He gets it looped back around. Fantastic job. Minimal damage for all these cars, but we'll back it up one more time to see what happened. Fred Pennington, the 27, looking like he had technical issues there. Not sure if he got loose off the corner, but the 30 car definitely did. Got a little damage there on the 81 of Ryan Munoz. Let's back it up a little bit further, see if we can find what happened for the 27. He was checked up here. There was 3 wide behind him, almost 4 wide, 45 to the back of the field, and there's contact with what appears to be net code. We'll back this up from the blink camera. This looks like net code if I've ever seen it. Watch it one more time. Now the car just snapped free. Initially, it looked like maybe iRacing detected some contact, but I think the 27 just lost the front end of the car. Overcorrected and hit the outside wall. So it's Rob Rader on the top spot. Took it over from Jeremy Burns after Trevor Keith dove it in there 3 wide. Keith will get by for 2nd spot, but Rader has led the first 3 laps in this one. Some takeaways here. We were talking about the points. Of course, the 9 has the points lead by a pretty sizable margin. 48 points over Carter Lenz. Or Lenz in the 66. Not on the racetrack. Actually, yeah, he's back in 22nd position here. That's pretty deep in the field. Carter Lenz got a lot of ground to make up. We went through those drivers. Grant Turner with his 2 wins this season. Rob Rader is 6th in points, has a lot of ground to make up before that cutoff line. So a lot of work to be done, but in the second to last race of the regular season, this is the place to get it. Daytona, such a toss-up. You can't rely on any results there. Anything can happen. So this is the place, if you're going to make points before we reset everything, the opportunity for these drivers to make that cutoff line, which is only separated by 2 points. Justin Ritchie just out of it here. Ritchie has put together a string of top 10 finishes, and it was a close one there for that final bracket challenge last week with him and Robinson. Robinson getting that championship as far as the bracket challenge goes, but who's going to win this regular season? The 9 looks pretty stout. Here we go, second time. Green flag is back underway. We're going to go into turn 1 with Rob Rader this time. Michael Cole on the back bumper just behind. And the caution is out again. This time it's Grant Turner, and it looks like Parker Johnston in the 48. And just as we got these cars back up to speed, another caution flies. 48 there in the center of your screen on this replay. Contact with Caleb Gilbert. Looked like Gilbert came up the racetrack, had a car to the inside, 39. It's going to pick up a little bit of damage from this. Watch it one more time from... Yeah, his 54 just came up the track a little bit there. Watch the restart. Gilbert's going to get a good restart. And dives it to the inside of the 48. He has a car to the inside peaking, and maybe that's why the 48 actually comes down. From that angle, it looks like the 48 comes down to Parker Johnston. Across the nose of the 54, it looks like he turned left a little more. 54 was given room to the 45. Harrison working that bottom lane, and that'll put 2 more cars on pit road. It's another factor here at Richmond. You don't have much time to get any repairs done. These cars will go by somewhere around 50 seconds around the racetrack, and by the time you hit your box, you have about 25 to 30 seconds before you have to leave. These drivers still getting repairs done down and away for Fred Pennington. The situation does not improve. You're going to have to piece this thing back together, and drivers that got involved in that first yellow, thankful for this second one. Help alleviate some of that damage. But you're only going to get about 10 to 15 seconds of it done at a time if you take tires. Damage repair will not start until that jack is dropped. A lot of these guys maybe top off with fuel at the most, but definitely going to try to get as much of that repaired as possible and elect not to take the tires. So that's the strategy. That's the games you play when you get damaged this early in the race. 11 laps now into this. We'll go back green at lap 12. 1 to go signal on the iRacing pace car. Getting set back up with Rader, Keith. Rader going to elect the outside. There's Call, Burns. And you can throw Matt Robinson up there in the top 5 as well. Double back up, pace car out of the way. Let's try it one more time. Can we get this race under green? Barney waves it up in the air. Let's try one more. Rewind in the background here. It was the 55 of Justin Ritchie, was stuck in the middle. See more 3-wide action with the 45 of Harrison into the middle. It now marks 33 on the outside. The 19 of Berube. It's going to get tight here into 3 and 4. A little bit of contact between the 45 and the 33. Move them up the racetrack, but holds on. Nicely done there by Dylan Picklesheimer to not spin that car out. Michael Call, Trevor Keith throwing battle here. This is for the second spot. Paul's got a head of steam going into 3 and 4. A little pinch down there on the entry from Trevor Keith. Kind of Burns being patient in the background here. Remember, not a factor until the very end of that race at Iowa. Found a way to get it done. Side by side, 5 and 15 continues. 15 really pitches the entry this time. On board here with Keith, not able to hang on to it. Put up a really good fight. He's going to get right up on the bumper of the 5. And now officially we've ran equal amount of laps under green. They tick away quickly here. We'll look at Trevor Keith. Probably getting a little frustrated. Had a couple dives there for the lead and wasn't able to do anything with it on those initial starts. The caution falling just as he went for it. It looks like the 5 of Michael Call is dialed in. Last time by a little bit faster than Rob Rader. Got Nick Al side by side with the 57, pushing up the racetrack. Dakota Floyd holds on to it, but really pushed up the outside. Crossover move here from Nick Alves for ninth. Got a little bit of a connection issue there for Alves. He's back now. Still having a blinking issue there for the 57, or 24 rather, the inside of the 57. It's not what you want to see when you're trying to steer clear of somebody. That car could reappear inside of them. You have to imagine that they're still there. 41 noticing this. And Nick Alves probably getting a little frustrated with his internet right now. I can understand that. Was having an issue with it earlier. Nick Alves has officially dropped out of the session. So the connection issue gets the best of Alves in the 24. Al Likens and Brandon Richardson. Richardson involved in that first caution there with Fred Pennington and the 81 of Ryan Munoz. Has since gained 10 positions out of this situation. Again, analysis up on the screen. Leads lap here tonight. I was trying to get the official word on the announcement. But I'm still waiting on that. I'm trying to get that information up on the screen here momentarily. Harrison picking up some spots, has gained 12 to get up here. Contact again with the 45 and 33. Now that I have that information here, it's lap 35 for the stage, so about 10 to go as you continue to watch the 14 of Bennett, the 33 of Picklesheimer do battle. Bob Rader has the 5 keeping him honest as they continue. This battle for the lead heating up. Oh, he gets a little loose there off of 4. It almost opened up the door for the 5. He's going to try the outside this time. We saw that earlier. Not sure if it'll work like it did in Iowa. The 5 pounding Rob Rader right now. They've checked out about a full second from Trevor Keith. Now we'll look to the inside. Five's going to try it this time around. Can he complete it? No, he'll get sideways off of 2. Still has a chance to get back to the 53 in a couple laps. It'll take a little while. Has the 27 in front of him. Kevin Orlando, who's going to get up out of the way. Paul continues to try to chase down Rob Rader. It's 0.6 of a second. 4 to go in the stage 1. Last time by Michael Call. Ran identical lap times with the 53. Or in the wall in the background, that was Justin Ritchie off of turn 2. Trying to hold on against Grant Thorpe. Ritchie racing to get back into the cutoff line before this regular season ends. Now performing here will help, but you have to have a good night at Daytona. You could do well here and then have a DNF and it all goes back to the way it was. 77 to the inside, 41 to the inside wall. That's Trevor Earhart in the background. He saves it somewhat. A little kiss with the wall. We're going to take the white flag this time around. Rob Rader held on through all that pressure, and we'll take the white for stage 1. Jeremy Burns, Trevor Keith going to do battle for 3rd. And a squeeze and a pinch there. Burns really had to lift off, cut the 15 a break, but it's Rob Rader getting stage number 1. He led 35 laps, all 35 going to the 53. And stage complete. Top 10 on the left-hand side with Rader, Call, Keith, the top 3, Burns, Robinson, the top 5, Reed, Thorpe, Ritchie, Floyd, and Picklesheimer, the top 10. And a close battle back there for 3rd between the 15 and the 9. And that should bring everybody down pit road this time around. KSX pit barrel cam. Sees everyone entering. Rob Rader into the stall. Right side's going to go up. Left side's next. It's going to be about 12 seconds in the box. Down and away. Rader 10 seconds, 9.9. He'll retain the lead for this next start. Gonna take a quick break here from Richmond Raceway. You are watching the Chapman Cup Series live on Vspeed. Second stage and more coverage continues right after this.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Hey Dad, did you know that replacing your cooling system reduces repair costs and improves energy efficiency? Plus, it operates more efficiently, which means more money in my pocket. I mean, your pocket. Hey Dad, did you know that a new cooling system is less noisy and has a smart thermostat you can control from your phone?
How'd you get so smart?
Must be from Mom.
When it comes to your home's most important decisions, make the smart choice and trust your local Cedar Rapids Pro partner. We're in your neighborhood, so call.
Welcome back here to Richmond Raceway. The green flag just dropped with Rob Rader, your stage 1 winner, leading them into turn 1. And a send there from the 5. The 15 sends it to the second spot temporarily, and the caution is out just as we got going. Problems in the back of the field for Brandon Richardson again. This is the second time he's had problems in this race. Lap 1 now on lap 42 for the number 8. See it coming off of turn 2, a little kiss with the inside, safer barrier. We'll back this up a little bit more. 8 car was running in about the 20th position here. And looks like a couple cars got loose. I want to say that was Brandon Pamitat in the 87. Watch this from the blimp camera. Both these cars in unison. Pamitat able to save his with the 8. Slight kiss with the wall and should be minimal damage, but tough break again. Brandon Richardson having a bad day tonight. This has been a little bit caution plagued. Then we ended up running about 20 laps under green. Race recap on the top of your screen right now. 4 cautions, no lead changes. Rob Rader, of course, stage 1 winner before we took that break. But we have an opportunity to pull one of these drivers up into the broadcast booth. So we're going to pull Rob Rader into the broadcast booth. Rob Rader, you got a copy?
I have you.
Oh, Rob, I'm glad my internet came back, so we do have that box checked. But
Me too.
yeah, this racetrack though, man, sometimes it feels like you don't want internet to be out here. It is rough.
It can be, yeah. It's finicky. So it's, you know, you have your game plan, right, and you go down in the corner and you miss it just a little bit, and then you're just trying to figure out what you're doing for the rest of that corner. And it's like the ideal line and ideal throttle pickup time here is just in such a small window that, you know, it's just, you can't make mistakes. So hopefully we can stay mistake free. Well, I've made a few already, but hopefully enough to keep them behind me.
Well, you made that slight mistake there out of turn 4. I thought Call was going to get to your outside. He ends up lifting out of the throttle just the way you exited turn 4. But then same thing happened to him when he got to your inside in turn 2.
Yeah, the car gets really, really loose when it unloads off the banking on the straightaways, and it's going to be hard to pass on the bottom all night. So, you know, that'll be part of the key here is just trying not to let a guy to your outside.
And the choose cone, kind of playing the strategy back and forth. Rob Rader will put you back at Performance Motorsports. Good luck.
Thank you.
So it's been a handful. You can tell up front. The battle for the lead is far from over. 53 has led every single lap so far. Green flag back underway. 5th time today, the iRacing pace car is pulled out of the way. And here we go into turn 1. The 15 of Keith might take second spot here into 1 and 2. And a heavy pinch down there from the 5. Cars all over the place back here. 15 still trying to work for that second spot. Meanwhile, Dakota Floyd He cleared for fourth. 15 in the wall. Trevor Keith frustrated, and it'll take him 3 wide. He falls back to 10th. Slight mistake there from Trevor Keith. We'll watch it again. Look here on the blimp camera. Watch the 15. The 5 gets back to the inside. Keith gets sideways. And everybody doing a fantastic job to avoid it. Back to the live shot, though. Jeremy Burns working against Grant Thorpe for fourth. Thorpe almost gets clear. 55 of Richie. There's the 11. Pick it up right where they left off in Iowa. 55 and 11 ran a lot of laps together. Don't think he's forgotten about that rivalry. He'll clear Richie up to 6th now. 7 positions gained. A few cars working their way through this field. Trevor Keith going the wrong direction back to 12th. And here comes Alex Forget Berube to the inside. Keith stuck on that high line. Ryan Munoz is going to take it 3 wide. It's a little loose there. Munoz able to hold on. He's going to dive to the bottom. There's Parker Johnston. 3 wide again. So Fred Pennington. Cirkovich. 88. Squeeze in the middle. It is chaos back here from 18th on back. 15 going the wrong way. Has some damage. Meanwhile, the 9 got to the outside of the 77 of Thorpe. This is for 4th. Still working on it. Let's take it on board with Justin Ritchie. Richie being very patient, trying to figure out which line is going to prevail here. The 9 still hanging it out there to the outside. Contact with the 77. Big contact with the inside wall, and caution is out again. 91, heavy damage on the left front. '77 just got up into the door there of the 9. Man, the 91 destroyed here. And it could have been a lot worse for the 77 of Grant Thorpe, but watch it here from the blimp. '77 is just going to get tight, push up the track a little bit, then overcorrect. Richie almost avoids it. 91 gets into him. The 11 of Robinson involved in this. Christopher Schaefer trying to find the brake pedal there. Going forward with the 91. That's how fast it can happen here at Richmond Raceway. Michael Reed done for the day. Justin Ritchie, heavy damage onto pit lane. 55. Gonna have at least 20 minutes of repair here. Grant Turner still repairing some damage. Caleb Gilbert also on the pit lane a couple times here. I think the 54 is back up to par, but Grant Thorpe, man, could have been so much worse. Could have got hit by any one of those cars that were able to avoid him. There's Rob Rader still leading here on lap 57. And we'll double back up from Richmond. Been a rough season for Michael Reed. We were looking at the statistics here for the 91 this season. This season alone, more DNFs in just this season than the other 3 combined. Green flag back underway. Look for the lead here from the 5. Tried the inside a few laps ago during stage 1. This time it looks like the 5's got the headroom. Will we see our first lead change? Not this time. Rader really hanging it out there off the exit of turn 4. Call with the nose for a moment. Rader with another lap led. Still no lead change. 60 of them go to the 53. For every lap down there on that apron, Michael Call is burning that right front off. That time we do see a lead change. First time today for the 5. 1 lap led. So breaks the streak from Rob Rader having a perfect race so far. Ball will get by. There's a little contact. He uses the rear bumper. Rader going to go back on offense that quickly. Do we see a crossover? A check down off the exit of 2. Can't help it, Justin. I put the onboard and then things happened. I can't help it, man. I have to put the camera somewhere, buddy. Side by side here, Dylan Picklesheimer gonna look to the inside. Tyler Harrison. These two have went back and forth all night. It has been short track racing from lap 1. The 33 and 45, they're gonna do it again. Heavy contact that time. 45 saves it, but he's not happy on the radio. Eye for an eye right here. Gave it right back to him in the very next corner. On board with the 45 of Harrison. You can see he's frustrated. Harrison's gained 17 positions. So is Jacob Sirkovich. Sirkovich looking to break the tie right behind the 45. Sirkovich's best average finishes come from short tracks. The 88 has proven that he can get around places like Richmond. And he's all over the back end of the 45 here as they go through 1 and 2. Can't get to the inside just yet. Jerry Burns is pounding the back end of Dakota Floyd as well in this top 3. You also see Michael Bennett. There's Caleb Gilbert side by side looking for 11th spot. 54, up 7 positions. So a lot of drivers with big moves here. Michael Bennett up 10, up 18 spots. Sirkovich did get around the 45. You got a peek to the inside in the background, but Floyd and Burns now side by side for 3rd. Dakota Floyd missing last week. Really dives it down there into the entry of turn 1. Can't quite hold on to it here. .54 of Gilbert making a pass. Look to the inside. They're 3 and 4. Keep the nose in there. Keeps that door open. .74 laps about to be complete. And Rob Rader set sail a little bit here in the later half of this run. 50% fuel. Drivers will probably be down pit road somewhere around lap 110. So look for that call to come up here in just a moment. But Rader pulling away. He has now led 72 of the 75 complete. Will be 73 of the 75 complete, rather, in just a moment. Michael Call, the only other driver to lead any laps in this one. Burns up to 3rd. Still down 2. Started on the pole here this evening. Dakota Floyd in his comeback race for 4th position. Matt Robinson, who almost picked up some damage there in that last caution with the 55, the 91. Just barely escaped it there. I'm not sure how the 11 didn't get anything from that. Dylan Picklesheimer, who we saw earlier racing a little rough there with the 45. We've seen it a couple times tonight between him and the 45. Ryan Munoz, remember, was part of that first caution. First handful of laps did not go well for the 81, but since then, up 19 positions. Biggest mover in this top 10. Then you have Caleb Gilbert running in 8th. Quiet night, but 10 positions gained, continuing the trend. Tyler Harrison up 15, but seems like a little strategy on the tires might have got him up here. So he's going the wrong direction here as of late. 12 laps on the stint. Alex Forget Berube definitely has the capabilities of getting up to this top 5. As the 45 makes a mistake, that'll round out your top 10 on board with Berube. Likens to the outside line, going to lose a spot here to Parker Johnston. Then up ahead of that, Matt Robinson was trying to make a move on Ryan Munoz. Munoz going to hold on to 6th. Got by on the outside. Likens Johnston almost 3 wide here with Sirkovich. On board with Parker Johnston. Oh, and heavy contact. The 14's around. Caution's out on lap 82. Rewind gone wrong out of 4. 88 Circumvent stuck there in the middle, came down on the 48, the domino effect into the 14. Michael Bennett goes for a loop. Minimal damage, but a caution nonetheless. And that'll bring everybody into the pit lane again. This was a little bit short of that window. We could probably ran another 20 laps or so with no problems. Rob Rader going to hang on to this lead so long as he doesn't make a mistake on this pit stop. Left sides go up. Looks like 2 tires possibly for the 57. And Dakota Floyd will take over the top spot. Grant Turner going to stay out here and get a lap lead and dive it back down to the pits, I'm sure. There's the 39. Here comes the 57 for a lead change. So Turner not going to get that lap lead. Box short of the start-finish line, and this will go to Dakota Floyd, your new leader for this next restart. Don't go anywhere. Chapman Cup Series, Environmental Services. Going to continue at Richmond. I need you, Alex. I miss you, buddy. Thoughts and prayers to Alex Gagnon.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Hey Dad, did you know that replacing your cooling system reduces repair costs and improves energy efficiency? Plus, it operates more efficiently, which means more money in my pocket. I mean, your pocket. Hey Dad, did you know that a new cooling system is less noisy and has a smart thermostat you can control from your phone?
How'd you get so smart?
Must be from Mom.
When it comes to your home's most important decisions, make the smart choice and trust your local Cedar Rapids Pro partner. We're in your neighborhood, so call today.
JS. We're in the game.
Caution back out here at Richmond. Rob Rader with a restart violation. Got a speeding penalty. Had to do a pass-through under green. I think he served it just in time as this caution came out. But we had a few events happen here. We're going to go back into our bookmarks. This was back around 3 laps ago. So watch here. We're going to be coming off of turns 1 and 2 where things go wrong for the 9 of Jeremy Burns. We also had the 11 who had problems of Matt Robinson. But watch here with Jeremy Burns. 5 of call. Got loose. And then it's a scatter down the backstretch. And then the 30 of Fred Pennington to the inside. That's what triggers the yellow. We'll back this up again, though. Watch here with the 9 on the blimp cam. The 5 to the inside. Raider had to serve that penalty in just a moment. Watch here. Raider's going to come down the pit lane. Raider is technically doing his pass through right here. Pennington and Sirkovich have contact. I'm not sure what the ruling on that would be. See how it goes. Take another look at the replay here. There was a lot happening back a few laps ago. We'll have to dial it back in with Al Likens. I'm still trying to find what happened to him here. Yeah, a little bit behind here on that replay. Likens heavily damaged in this replay frame, so let's see if we can find what happened to the 13. This was that contact right there. This is going back a few laps before that break. But doubled back up, and the 9 had some damage. 53 out of the picture temporarily. Served the penalty. I guess that's going to count for him, but green flag back underway. Here comes Tyler Harrison to race for the lead. Dakota Floyd in front of him. By side, Dylan Pickles-Seimer in the 33. First time in the top 5 today. Car loose on the inside. That's Rob Raider. Somehow able to hold on to it. Inside Ryan Munoz in the 81. Harrison falls back to 3rd. 33 and 45 side by side again. We've seen this a couple times and it didn't work out well for either one. A lot of contact the last couple times these two have raced. Looking 3 wide into 1 and 2. Alex Forget thinks better of it. But Rob Raider really showing the speed. 19 got on the back end. It's for the 4th spot. Alex Forget going to take it over for the 5th position. Harrison dropping a couple positions. Now has Brandon Pamitat behind. Battle just behind Matt Robinson. It's Brandon Richardson, Grant Thorpe. Two of these cars have had problems today. The 8, still a little bit of right front damage, but the 77 has recovered decently. Back up to 12th, around where they started in 11th position. Robinson just ahead of this battle. The 8 will fall back in line and will take it on board with the 11. As for the lead, though, to jump back up front, Michael Call gets to the inside of the 57, who's on 2 tires. It was right sides only on that last stop for Dakota Floyd. Michael Call took 4. He will get by on lap 103. The perfect opportunity to find those volume knobs, turn up those hearing aids, and hear the sights and sounds from Richmond Raceway. Let's max it out here on Vspeed. Down here on Vspeed, Michael Call with the lead by 7/10 of a second. Rob Rader, who had to serve a restart violation penalty, has recovered nicely back to second spot. Dylan Picklesheimer, a race high 3rd spot for the 33. Dakota Floyd has fallen back with the 2-tire call. Not a complete bust, but it's going to be back to 4th for the 57. Alex Forget Berube up 7 positions. This is a race high 5th for the 19. Tyler Harrison in 6th position. Caleb Gilbert running side by side. Brandon Pamitat looks like a change for 7th in the works for the 54. Get the run off of turn 2. Almost kisses the wall, but gets clear of the 81, or 87 rather. Pamitat will fall back and now has Parker Johnston to the outside. Last car on the lead lap was a driver that started in the top 5 here today. It's Trevor Keith running in 19th. Heavy damage on the 15. At risk of going a lap down here if we continue to run green. Keith needs another opportunity to repair more of this damage if he wants any shot to get back to where he started. It's a long and bumpy road. Jeremy Burns a lap down. Heavy damage on the left front of the 9 car. So it has not been a good day, but still a chance here for the 9. Of course, that points lead going to dwindle down here tonight. Saw the problems there on the backstretch with him and Michael Call. And the 9, got a lot of ground to make up. Would be the free pass car if we do get a caution. On board with the 9 of Burns. A little bit underpowered here. Not getting the speed that they were earlier. If you look off the back end, there's the leader right there. At risk now, going another lap down. Now, with the 9 being a lap down, could be 2 laps down just in a moment. Carter Lenz has not had a day to capitalize on this situation. If Lenz could pick up 10 more spots, get up to that top 5, we could see the 66 shave a substantial amount of points off before Daytona. Right now, this is not the scenario the 66 wants to be in. Right front damage on the Lenz heating and air conditioning number. And it's been a rough day, to say the least, for a lot of these guys that are above the cutoff mark. But a driver that was trying to make that cutoff mark done for the day, Justin Ritchie, early exit, heavy damage on the 55. Side by side back here, that's Rob Rader, the C9, who just went a lap down, another lap down. Rob Rader going to get to the inside. Dylan Picklesheimer looking to open up the door here for second. Picklesheimer having a fantastic day as we got on board with him. Go back a little further in this top 10. It's Tyler Harrison, Caleb Gilbert for 6th position. Harrison has been able to hold him off so far. Johnston gets around the 54. Parker Johnston up 10 positions. Been back and forth through this top 10 a couple times today. 48 working on the 45. Closest battle on the racetrack on your screen, with the exception back here, Ryan Munoz, Brandon Paymentat, rather, going back and forth. Grant Thorpe going to peek to the inside of the 54. So all 4 of these cars from 7th back to 11th, or rather 10th spot. Touch with the wall there from Gilbert. A little bit tight there off the corner. Navigate The lap down car of Jeremy Burns. Michael Call's lead is now stretched out to 1.2 seconds. Been live for just over an hour. And it's 45 laps on the stint for Michael Call. Rob Rader brought it down pit lane for that penalty to be served. So has about the same amount of fuel as the rest of this top 10. Could not make a pit stop during that penalty. Things have gotten relatively quiet here. The way it sits right now. 70 laps to go from Richmond. Michael Call's lead continues to grow. Last time by a tick slower by about 400ths. Then Rob Rader slowly trying to chip away at this, but you've watched that lead maintain at about 1.1, 1.2 seconds. Does the 53 have anything for the 5? And to pass a lot of cars to get back up here. Trevor Keith's going to go his first lap down in the 15. Now becomes the free pass position if we get a yellow. Watching this battle from second back to fourth. These 4 cars, or 3 cars, have tightened back up. Rob Rader losing ground. Not by much, though. This last time by, we're looking at about a 10th faster. Michael Call used up his tires to be out here in this lead. It's going to fall right around that 55 lap mark. If you could push it another 10 laps, I'd say you got enough fuel to make it to the end. We see anybody come down before lap 140. I pretty much guarantee that they're not going to make it to the end of this race. Boyd to the outside of Picklesheimer for third. Still trying to complete that pass. Will do it off of turn 2. Caleb Gilbert has lost ground to Grant Thorpe now. Brandon Richardson trying to catch up to Carter Lenz in 13th. Then still needs to pick up about 7 or 8 spots. Easy for me to say, as he could capitalize a lot on this guy's forthcoming. This race not going the way of Jeremy Burns. Again, if you're a fan, do not count him out. He always finds a way to make the best of the situation. But he'll need a lot of things to go exactly right to get back into this. Take you side by side under green here on Vspeed. Again, you're watching the Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series live. Side by side, back with more right after this.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Hey Dad, did you know that replacing your cooling system reduces repair costs and improves energy efficiency? Plus, it operates more efficiently, which means more money in my pocket. I mean, your pocket. Hey Dad, did you know that a new cooling system is less noisy and has a smart thermostat you can control from your phone?
How'd you get so smart?
Must be from Mom.
When it comes to your home's most important decisions, make the smart choice and trust your local Cedar Rapids Pro partner. We're in your neighborhood, so call today.
JS Racing.
Back here live at Richmond Raceway, where pit stops are underway. 62 laps on the stint. Dakota Floyd hits the stall. 15 of Trevor Keith there in the bottom of your frame, having problems finding the box. Down and away for the 57. 4 tires this time around. Dylan Picklesheimer still on the racetrack. He'll come into pit lane. Michael Call came down and completed service and started out this trend. Picklesheimer down the pit lane. Still staying out of the racetrack, though, is the 39 of Grant Turner. Turner will go by to get maybe 1 lap led. Getting him out of the way of Robinson. 39 stays out for an additional lap. So there's a lap led for the 39 team tonight. It's going to be Michael Call, 1.3 seconds ahead of Rob Rader. Rader about 2.2 seconds ahead. It's Dakota Floyd in what will be 3rd position after Grant Turner has to bring it down to the pit lane. Alex Forget. Dylan Picklesheimer lost a ton of ground. Very cautious entry into the pit lane. Of course, you know, the time lost for that versus time lost for speeding on the entry or making a mistake hitting those KSX pit barrels. I think he'll take a little bit of ground lost. Tyler Harrison just behind that, looking 3 wide, 27, 23. It's Orlando and Schaefer. A little bit of lap traffic becoming a factor in the closing laps here at Richmond. On board with Robinson. Just behind Brandon Pamitat. Turner down the pit box now. "48 laps left." Christopher Schaefer with a black flag speeding on the entry to pit. Rader last time by a full 10th faster. Catching up to the 5. Last time by, you can see it there, about 0.07 of a second faster. Raider chipping away at this lead. Another time by, and it was Call who was slightly faster. These drivers starting to lose a little bit of time, though. Tires really playing a factor with only 4 sets or 5 sets available tonight over the wall. Seem to be pretty conservative with the tire calls on pit lane. Battle for 6 with Parker Johnston, Tyler Harrison. Two laps to go. And Thorpe working on Caleb Gilbert. This is for 8th. 2 close battles on the racetrack. Rob Raider has that lead shaved down to just 0.3 of a second. We'll jump to that in just a second. Let's see if the 77 can get by Caleb Gilbert. So a completed pass there for the 77 up to 8th. Now the battle for the lead. It's hot. 0.2 down the backstretch. Michael Call has to be perfect. Can't afford a mistake at all. You've got a mirror full of the 53. And it's taken about 60% of this race to get Rob Raider back in contention, but he's there. Really good run off of turn 2. And look to the inside. Paul's going to fight back. 9 on the high line. Will back out of this. They pinch each other. We saw this earlier. It was the opposite way. Raider made the 5 use up his stuff, but there's a send to the inside. A crossover, a block, and a little contact off of 2. Now Call back to the bottom. Rob Raider has been bad fast. He served that penalty, went all the way back to around the 18th position, worked his way back into the top 5. And it's been a long road. 9.3 seconds in the box for Michael Call. Had the lead to start off these pit stops. But that slight stint advantage on tires. 1 lap difference here for Rob Raider. And apparently that's making, a 100th here, a 100th there. Now turning into a 10th here and a 10th there. That clean air for the 53 has allowed him to pull away already half a second. On board with Call. Michael Call has led 56 laps. It's not going to be enough for the most laps led. Rob Rader has 86 of those. The other lead change here tonight. Based off of pit stops, we had quite a few of them. But it was the 57 of Dakota Floyd who has the third most laps led with 19. Running in the third spot in his comeback race. Parker Johnston still hounding Tyler Harrison. 6th spot up for grabs with 30 to go. Really tight battle there off of turns 1 and 2. The entry into 1. I don't think you can fit a piece of paper between those two cars. Johnston still trying to figure out a way around Harrison. And we're hearing chatter for some of the drivers communicating they might not be able to make it on fuel. A couple of them early down pit lane. I gotta wonder if Michael Call will end up losing this top 3 because he'll have to come down one extra time. Dakota Floyd, who stretched the run a little bit longer than everybody else, and the last time by, he was a 10th faster than Rob Rader. Dakota Floyd looking for another victory. He is catching up to Rader big time. Rader has a factor of lap cars in front of him, giving him a little bit of dirty air. The 15 of Trevor Keith ahead of him. Gonna go all the way up to the outside to try to stay off that line. 53 has a little bit of clean air. 87 ahead of that. Brandon Pamitat at risk of going a lap down. If the 87 does lose this lap, we will only have 12 cars left, and it's Carter Lins would be the next one in line to go a lap down, not very far ahead of this. Your points leader, Jeremy Burns, back in 19th position with heavy damage. 4 laps down. Not how Richmond was planned after starting on the pole. I apologize there for having that graphic up a little bit longer than I intended. We rode around here with Michael Call for quite some time, but we had a lot of problems there. Stream Deck button's not working, so we'll get that fixed in just a moment. The ride around here with Call for those, I want to assume it's been about 15 laps. Call has fallen back to 3rd. So it's a little bit of a little moment here for Rob Rader. He's starting to lose a little ground to Dakota Floyd. He had that lap traffic to get around. Let's see if the clean air, he can pull it back out ahead. Floyd has a 1 lap advantage on the stint. This time by, looks like Rader is going to turn a much faster lap time by about a 10th. So 20 to go from Richmond. Dylan Picklesheimer falling back to 5th spot after these pit stops. Was in the top 3 with around 60 to go. As Alex Forget Berube, the next car in mind. Matt Robinson caught up to Ryan Munoz. Watch this battle for 10th. Munoz getting a better lap time by about 0.2 there. Picklesheimer going to look to the bottom in 3 and 4. A lot of separate battles heating up all over this field. The battle for the lead has went stagnant. It's actually growing to 1.4 seconds for Rob Rader. He might have it all locked up if we can keep this green. For these next 14 laps, Rader could find his way back to victory lane. Last couple of laps, the 19 and 33 have been slightly faster than Michael Call. It's about 1.5 seconds to catch up. A little contact here for the 4th position. Picklesheimer noses his way in there to get inside the 19. Completed pass. 11 to go. So cars a lap down with Carter Lenz losing a lap just a moment ago. That leaves 11 of them still out of the racetrack. Matt Robinson at risk of going a lap down. Rader just entering 1 and 2. Actually 3 and 4 here off the exit. Floyd Call the top 3. 1.2 seconds ahead. Michael Call over Dylan Picklesheimer. Pass for position side by side with Trevor Earhart, Brandon Richardson. 16th. A hard fight into the wall for the 8. He's still going to get the run. Slide up the racetrack for the 41. And this is desperation mode for some of these drivers trying to hold on to just 1 or 2 spots. Grant Thorpe, Caleb Gilbert, lead lap cars, 8th position. Richardson still working on it. Closest battle on the racetrack for 16th. 15th for the 41. Got some lead lap cars running around him. Gilbert going to go by. The Raider will get the 5 to go signal. And the tough break continues for the 9 of Jeremy Burns. If you're Rob Raider right now, you want this race to stay green till the end. A late race restart could completely change the outcome. 1.5 seconds. Raider looks like he has it wrapped up, continues to make ground as the 57 navigates this traffic. Michael Call might have some company in just a couple more laps. One more time around, 3/4 of a mile left. White flag in the air presented by Earhart Homes. Love where you live. And it's Rob Raider with the top spot. Dylan Picklesheimer is going to try to make a move here as Raider will come off of 3 and 4 in just a moment. The battle is for third. Here's a send from Picklesheimer. Nothing to it. And coming off of 3 and 4, Michael Call will hold on. But it's Rob Raider with the victory here at Richmond. Dakota Floyd, Michael Call, the top three by 0.2 of a second between third and fourth. The closest battle in the closing laps. There's your top three on the front stretch. And out of fuel here on the front stretch, it's Rob Raider, victorious here. Found another way to victory lane. Dominic Carr had to serve a restart violation penalty. Whatever they threw at you tonight, Rob, it wasn't enough. You still found your way back to the front. Rob Raider, thought I had him here. I'm trying to move him again into the studio. Rob Raider, it's Bradley Cooper. You got a copy with us this time.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Rob, you had to serve that restart violation penalty, and I mean, that's got to be frustrating, but you drove your way back to the front. I mean, just walk us through the roller coaster that was Richmond tonight.
It really was a roller coaster, man. Let me tell you. First of all, big shout out to my team. Some really good guys in my ear there, just preaching to me all the things I needed to hear there to get back to the front. So big shout out to everybody on the team. Chapman Environmental Services, obviously. It's been a little bit since we were in Victory Lane. This is a pretty cool one, though. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen it. I felt like I launched when the leader got a bump, but he didn't actually launch yet, so I got penalized for it. But without going back and seeing it, I can't say for sure. But really, really proud of the recovery, because I thought, at that point in the race, 100 laps, I mean, you can definitely make your way back through there. But I didn't expect it to happen nearly that fast. And then to have that pace, I really felt like I ran the tires really hard. just trying to get some track position there and hoping for another caution or something. And they did fall off pretty big, but not as big as I thought they would. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure how we made it happen the way we made it happen, but we did, in fact, make it happen. I'm pretty pumped about it.
Another time to victory lane, and this kind of alleviates going to Daytona for the final race of the regular season.
Yeah, I don't think it's any secret I'm not really a big fan of the super speedway races, but yeah, I mean, I'd have to go and look at the points and see where we're at. Hopefully I can get hopefully I got a place or two tonight with the stage points, and then winning the race and the 20 bonus points, and then we can have an okay race next week and be maybe third or fourth in points. I feel like you really need to be in that top 4 to have a good shot at the championship, just the way that the points work. Of course, all it takes is a couple bad weeks out of one of these guys like Jeremy Burns or something, and you can be right back in it. But that's the goal, is to get to 4th, preferably 3rd, and this was a big step tonight.
Rob, it sounds like you're tired out. This was a long one, 200 laps. You led over half of them, and you started on the front row. Is there anybody you want to shout out while we have you in the booth?
I am tired, man. I'm sweating my everything off. Yeah, big shout out to Chapman Environmental Services, obviously. Shout out to Lynn's. I forget what the full name of that one is, but it's HVAC Services. Check them out. You got All About Bugs. You have Earhart Homes. Just everybody on the team. Like I said, they were there helping me out every step of the way, and guys off the track were giving me a lot of info that was helpful about what the other guys were doing, and that really helped me out long term here. So big shout out to EXR and Performance. Really appreciate those guys every week. They without them, I would have gave up on this, I think, by now, but they make it fun every week. That's what it's all about.
Well, Rob, we'll see you at your favorite place in 2 weeks' time, Daytona, to round out the regular season, and hopefully the finish that you deserve, or what you feel like would be a better week. I guess just finishing the race, right?
Yeah, let's just aim for not wrecked.
There you go. Appreciate your time, and we'll do it here with Chapman Environmental Services at Richmond. Take a quick commercial break. You are watching Vspeed. Back with more post-race coverage right after this.
The best on Vspeed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Hey Dad, did you know that replacing your cooling system reduces repair costs and improves energy efficiency? Plus, it operates more efficiently, which means more money in my pocket. I mean, your pocket. Hey Dad, did you know that a new cooling system is less noisy and has a smart thermostat you can control from your phone?
How'd you get so smart?
Must be from Mom.
When it comes to your home's most important decisions, make the smart choice and trust your local Cedar Rapids Pro partner. We're in your neighborhood, so call today.
Welcome back here to Richmond Raceway, where the Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series has concluded its 200 laps. Final race results up on your screen with 7 cautions, 10 lead changes. Rob Rader gets the stage, gets the victory. Congratulations to the 53 on the comeback after serving that penalty. And speaking of comeback, Dakota Floyd in his first race back in a few weeks. 57 is going to get a podium finish. Michael Call will finish third. We'll get a word with those other 2 drivers in just a moment. It wasn't by much for Michael Call. Dylan Picklesheimer was definitely there at the end. Finishes out in 4th position. Going to end up gaining 6 spots to get to that. Alex Forget Berube will finish in 5th spot. Parker Johnston will finish in 6th. Most positions gained will go to the 45 of Tyler Harrison. 17 spots to get to 7th. Tyler Harrison, fantastic drive. Probably one of the few better, though. Caleb Gilbert will finish in 8th. He'll end up gaining 10. Then you have Grant Thorpe, 9th spot. Quiet day for the 77. Ryan Munoz going to get 16 spots gained for a top 10. 11 spots going to go to Matt Robinson. Carter Lenz will finish 12th, and these drivers 1 lap or more down. Brandon Pamitat will finish in 13th. Grant Turner, 14th position. 15th going to go to Trevor Earhart. And then you have Brandon Richardson, Fred Pennington, who had an up and down day. Nick Owls with a connection issue ended up getting back out on the racetrack and finishes in 18th. Jeremy Burns, that's the real story of the day. Your points leader coming into tonight will end up 5 laps down in 19th. So for Carter Lenz, this is a few points gained there on the 9. Trevor Keith will finish out your top 20. It's Kevin Orlando Jr. Off the pace all night there for the 27. Tough break, but Al Likens got that damage, ends up in 22nd. Christopher Schaefer, 67 laps down, will finish 23rd off the racetrack. Jacob Sirkovich, Michael Bennett, Justin Ritchie, an early exit with heavy damage, and Michael Reed with a destroyed race car to finish out this field. Now it's time to bring up the rest of your top 3 and your second place finisher. It's going to be Dakota Floyd. The comeback. It's been a couple weeks since we've talked to you. You were off there in the last race, and you were...
to come out with the second place finish was more than I could hope for, especially with how I was feeling in the stage. I just didn't have it figured out, and then I think something started to click about halfway through the race. So yeah, I will certainly take a great points day, all things considered.
Had a little connection interruption. My internet has been fantastic tonight, if you didn't know that. My computer in general has been fantastic. Just thinking about maybe throwing it in the dumpster. I guess I could donate to you if you wanted a second chassis or a second monitor. I don't know how this race went for you, though. You had pretty much like you just left off, Dakota. I mean, it's very rare that you knock the rust off. 2 weeks is all it takes for me to get really rusty.
Yeah, and I think coming to a track I'm really comfortable at, maybe not so much in this car, I think really helped brush that rust off a lot faster. And I think I'm hitting these last couple of races a lot more comfortable knowing I'm so far from the cut line. I don't have to necessarily push for anything crazy. So I was able to come into this race my own race, and I ended up putting myself in a good position there about halfway through the race to stay out of some of the wrecks that were happening. So I was able to have a clean car and put it in the top 3.
Finally, Dakota, I got to ask you, we go on to Daytona next week. Man, my brain's just not working tonight, but we go on to Daytona this 2 weeks from now, and you guys know that this is a dice roll, so anything can happen there. And you said you're well above that cut line, but I mean, a track like that could really set you back.
Yeah, Daytona has never treated me nicely, so I'm hoping to go in there with at least the car in one piece, maybe have a really good points day, maybe jump a couple spots, get some more chase points going in. Just really trying to set up for a really good start to the chase. I'm gonna look at the first few tracks, maybe put some time in, and just kind of look to the future past Daytona and see what we can do here for championship hopes.
Track too tough to tame is the asterisk in that calendar. But while we have you up in the broadcast booth, beautiful paint scheme, by the way. Shout out anybody else you have in mind while we have you here.
Well, I got to thank you, Bradley, for the paint scheme first and foremost. It's fantastic. I love being able to run it. You always do a great job with my paint, so thank you for that. Thanks to the teammates. Ben wasn't here tonight. Richie had some unfortunate luck. I hate to see that for him. He was really faster in the stage, too. Kevin got caught up in some stuff there, too. So I hate to see that for those guys. They're always putting in a lot of time and working hard to be faster, but it's always a joy to run with those guys. It was we had a little bit of a rocky start in the race, but shout out to the field. It was a good end of the race. To do green flag pit stops at Richmond is not an easy task. All the lap cars were super cordial. So thanks to the whole field, and thanks to all the admins of Racing Rev, all the sponsors. Thank you guys in Vspeed for the awesome broadcasts every week. It's always fun to watch it, whether you're a spectator or just watching the race back. And thanks to my girlfriend for supporting me every week.
There you go. Dakota Floyd, second place here at Richmond. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Daytona.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
Hard tonight. I don't know what my deal is, but we're still having some OBS connection issues. We've been going back and forth on that all night. I'm just happy the show is still live. So hopefully we can keep it live just long enough. We got to talk to one more guy here. We're going to do our best here. Michael Call. Third place finish here. I know this one, when you get 56 laps led, you take that lead, and then we have green flag pit stops. It just, I don't know. It's one of those races like, man, you're always going to think back. What could I have done?
What I could have done is not get sideways off a 2 and give myself 5 minutes of damage and also hurt my teammates. So I apologize to Jeremy for that. So yeah, I ran the whole second half of that race with 5 minutes of damage. I think that was a big deciding factor. I think I was good enough to beat Rob, but he made a hell of a run back through the field and got by me. And I don't think obviously with the damage, I don't think I had anything for him. But we had a really good race on the stage, and it was fun after the stage. And no, it was a good race.
Michael, this race has been kind of the last of the true racing in this regular season. You go on to Daytona next week where anything can happen, but you're sitting pretty in the points. I feel like you're doing pretty well. Any stress, anything to worry about for 2 weeks from now?
No stress for me, I don't think. Obviously still want to get a good finish. I'd like to stay in third in the standings going into the chase. That keeps me closer to Burns and Linz. And help out my teammates that may be struggling a little bit or down there by the cut line that could need some help. But no, definitely still going to, I want to win every race I'm in. So no stress on worried about making the chase or not. We're locked in, but still want to run third in points.
I'm third on the racetrack tonight here to finish it out. The Richmond Raceway proved that you definitely have a fast car. Going to be teammates, and I wouldn't send a Christmas card if I was Jeremy Burns, but it's just one of those things that happens, and when you guys are racing next to each other, it's bound to happen eventually.
Yeah, we talked about it. He knew it wasn't intentional. It's not like I just came up and self-cleared myself. I was trying to wrap the bottom really good out of 2 and just get a good exit because Rob and Dakota were side by side for the lead. And I just wanted to make sure I could get a good exit because, mainly I was racing Rob. So I really wanted to get inside of Rob and get by him. And I just barely got on the throttle and it stepped out. And when I overcorrected, it just hooked a right into Jeremy. And I was like, dude, there was nothing I could, I guess maybe not wrap the bottom so good. But he understands we're all good. There's no beef or anything. It was just a simple mistake. And when you have that many teammates running up front, eventually it's bound to happen. And just happy of our team's speed this year, man. We have been on it, us and Lightning Fast. It has been incredible to watch, winning over 50% of the races, just, in my opinion, domination. So others can look at it however they want, but we've been great. We've been the team to beat. Showed it again tonight without the damage, and we'll go on to Daytona and then race out in the chase.
The A-team, as they call it here, from Richmond and all season long. Michael Call, it's been a great season so far. We approach chase time. Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, Power Curve Factory team sponsored tonight's race, and on the hood of the car, as you see, SK Construction, Wards Concrete, Fine Line and Whiskey Podcast, Rolling Thunder Racing, Lightning Fast Motorsports, Vspeed, you guys, the league sponsors, Chapman, Rob. I want to shout out Rob. He raced me really clean. It was super fun. We ran side by side, I think, for the lead for 10 laps. So it was really fun. It was a good race, and I'm excited to get to the chase.
Michael, I just want to let you know we don't charge per lap for having your driver cam up for too long. had a little problem with the stream deck, so there's going to be a solid 10 lap segment where you're just up there and I can't fix it. So
That's fine. The chat
just a
loves my
heads up.
beautiful face.
There
That's
you
fine.
go. We just yeah, you got a lot more TV time, and you just tell everybody that you paid big bucks to get up there.
Yeah, it costs a lot.
It costs a lot. Appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Michael Call, third place finish here from Richmond Raceway. That's going to do it for our coverage here for post race and everything in between. Flag to flag coverage all season long, but we have more racing to talk about. It's on to Daytona for next week. Catch it here live on Vspeed. Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series has been fantastic to watch. Again, you can catch that all here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So we get set to wrap up the regular season. It's the Mecca of motorsports, and it'll be under the lights. 2.5 miles at 200 miles per hour. It'll be September. Man, summertime's almost over. September 2nd, regular season finale. For everybody that helped make this possible, Rob Rader and the admin team over at Racing Revolution, our camera provider, Dougie Beard. Again, thoughts and prayers to Alex Gagnon and his family. Flew up to Philadelphia this weekend to pay condolences to his family. And, you know, like I said, I miss you, Alex, and I hope to have you back really, really soon. Just a lot going on in his life right now, and I'd like everybody to kind of reach out and say, hi, how are you? And just keep him in your thoughts. But for Adam Baker, Morgan Cook, Logan Threlkeld, Eddie Smith, it's Bradley Cooper saying so long from Richmond Raceway. Stay tracking, everybody.